I said, "Oh, I can take a little something too." Yeah, yeah.
Now, in the year 2000, the comedy movie Kings of Comedy came
Mm-hmm.
out, and Steve Harvey plays your record.
Right.
When did you get the phone call about, that situation? You know,
Well, my wife had, I guess she was both our friends, but she was mostly my wife's friend. She lived down in Memphis, and she called and said, "Ooh, Steve Harvey and them, on tour. They got this thing called the Kings of Comedy, and he do a whole skit about you, Lenny." And I said, "Oh, really?" So I never did see it, and then finally, they did the movie, and then somebody said, you know, Steve Harvey's skit is in the movie, and it's about you. So me and my wife, we went to see it, and then saw the movie, and I was enjoying what he did. And then the movie was over. And then they running the credits. I said, "Let's stay and see the credits." Right, boom, boom, boom. And then all of a sudden, I see "Cause I Love You," written by Lenny Williams, Linlon Publishing, which was my publishing company. So I own the, I own the publishing and everything. Because I got taught about publishing from this little Jewish lady. Well, she was a young girl when I met her at Larry Graham's house, and she had put me on about publishing. So I own the publishing of all my songs. And so, and then it said, "Cause I Love You," written by Lenny Williams, publishing Linlon Music. So I was like, "Oh, shoot." Then I said, "Okay, there's some checks fixing to happen up in here." And then,
oh man,
uh-huh,
yeah, that kind of opened your eyes to be like, wow,
yeah,
people
yeah,
still rocking what I did,
right.
all these years.
Yeah, and then bam, then the checks started coming, and it was it was terrific, and so then, this gave me a lot of you know able to even go out and do more records on my record label, and just kind of like do different things, and so, and then after Steve Harvey did that, then everybody's like, "Well, where is Lenny Williams, or who is Lenny Williams?" Right? And so then people start calling me, "Hey man, come over here and do a gig, come over here," and so then the next thing you know, I'm back out there, boom, and then so then I started going, and it was just I just started rolling. The phone was just ringing, ringing, ringing. Yeah.
Oh man, because because that's what opened my eyes up. Because I was like, wait a minute, I remember hearing this song my mom used to play all the time.
Uh-huh.
And we mentioned your name and stuff. And I looked it up. I said, wow, man. I said, this is incredible. Yeah, now, around this time, after that, your music, Cause I Love You, got sampled by so many people like Mobb Deep,
Mm-hmm.
Kanye West, Twista, a rapper named Jez, Scarface, you
Mm-hmm.
know, oh God, like was like Jay-Z and everything else. You know, it like back in your mind, you thought to yourself like, I would never thought a rapper would sample my music. I know that was like blew your mind when you first started seeing checks coming in.
Yeah, it was interesting. I mean, at first I never thought that, because rap was a kind of a new concept. I mean, it started in New York, but then it eventually came to the West Coast, and then but I knew that it probably could happen, because I was around some West Coast rappers like Hammer and Too Short and E40, people like that. Messy Marv. So I was a Forte. So I was seeing them that they were sampling other people's music. I didn't ask them to sample mine, because I figured you got to be inspired. So I knew that eventually somebody probably was going to sample something. I didn't think it would be Cause I Love You, though. I thought it might be like Choosing You, or something like
Yeah.
that. And I remember my wife called me and she told me, I be getting my royalty checks, and they come nice little envelope. And she said, "Ooh, you got something here. It, come from the same people to give you your royalty checks, but it's two of them, and they about thick as an encyclopedia." And I said,
Right.
"Don't open," you know. And of course, she did, right. And then I got to the house, and one of them was for writing the song. It was $94,000. Open the other one, it was for being the publisher of the song. $94,000. I was like, "Woo, shoot," So after I jumped up and down, ran around the house, and everything, I said, "Okay, what we're gonna do with this money?" I said, "We're finna pay the house off," So I said, bam, put a big old piece of that on the house, paid the house off, and and uh, and then the next thing you know, then other people start sampling Scarface and sampling. I'm down in Houston doing a play, and my friend says, "Brad, want to holler at you." I said, "Oh, okay." So I go hang out with him. He say, did your song, man. You want to hear the X-rated version or the radio version?" I said, "Let's hear the X-rated version." So he played the X-rated version for me. Then he played the one that played on the radio, and then bam, that hit too. And then Jay-Z and Andre 3000 and God, what's the other guy's name? I can't think of his name. They did another,
They was
huh?
named Jim
Oh
or
yeah,
something like that.
Young Jeezy, Young
Yeah,
Jeezy.
Jeezy, yeah.
Yeah.
Jeezy,
Yeah,
yeah.
Young Jeezy. Yeah, they sampled another song of mine called "Let's Talk It Over," which I did with Michael Bennett too, right? And so it was but that just go to show you about this is the music business, so the reason I made so much money was because not only did I write the songs, but I own the publishing, and that's why, these youngsters, I'll be telling them, just make sure that you maintain ownership of your publishing. And, and then now these youngsters are, they're able to sell their catalogs for millions of dollars, 24,
Yeah.
25 million and stuff like that, so it's, just real interesting, that you learn the business. Yeah.
I think it's incredible though, because it's like you know, it's one thing tour, you make your money, and you hustle, try to maintain your status and stuff, but you own rights to your music. That takes a lot of ease off you, because you never do a commercial. You don't want to sample your song, artists and stuff like that. That makes it more easier without being like, oh man, like how I'm gonna do this. Like, let me try to holler promote, try to get like 30 shows
Right.
and take care of the knick-knack stuff, and
Yeah,
everything.
that's mailbox money, right? Like right now, Coco Jones, that song she got out is sampling my music, yeah.
The song was the Here We Go, or something like that.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Cause
yeah,
when I first heard it, I said, man, that beat sounds familiar.
uh-huh,
Then when I saw you post, I went on the internet. I said, oh, okay, that's where they got it from.
yeah,
Yeah. For you, that was kind of like when all those samples was coming in back then. When that was kind of like the reemerge of reintroducing Lenny Williams all over again.
yeah, sort of like that, and then I started hooking up and doing the Southern Soul thing, so getting into that, yeah.
Yeah. Now, around that time in 2004, you dropped the album called My Way for Thump
Mm-hmm.
Records. So, did that kind of like boost you to be like, man, like, let me see if I can drop an album. Let me see, where this could go.
Yeah, I had a friend of mine that named I'm trying to think who hooked me up with that. Oh, Jay King from Club Nouveau.
Okay.
He was he was he was over there doing some stuff with Thump Records, and then he was asking me if I wanted to do a record over there, and so I did one record over there, and that turned out, got some money for that and and everything, so that turned out pretty cool.
Yeah. The next one, you put down 2007, Must Be Love for, was it, yeah, Lil Tom Records.
Yeah, that was my record with me and my boy Mike. No, me and my Tom, yeah, me and my friend Tom Fry. I met him and brother, and
Okay.
he had a bunch of money. It's just like he was like a magnet with money. Money just came to him. He's like, it's too much money, too much money. He just money fit over fist, and he's like, man, you be making them records. Let me help you make a record. And what you need? I said, I don't know, about 100,000. Bam, here you go. Yeah, so did record and that was cool. Yeah, Tom.
Nice.
Like he sent me a present today. My birthday was Sunday,